Oh boy, it has been a day. So, I talked about this on Twitter a little bit, but I was originally going to be doing. I was talked about yesterday as well, a little bit. I was going to do some Elder Scrolls Online with my brother, and my other brother, and my brother's wife. So, yesterday, it didn't work out because I had to download it. And then today, we spent about an hour trying to be like, okay, let's get into the game, making stuff. My first brother's, um, what should I name it? The actual, like, loading the character creator for the first time just would not work. Literally was completely bonkers. The system, we got, like, multiple login errors and got timed out from logging in. Like, honestly, it was login savage, but, like, you know, I guess compared to 14, it might as well have been login hard. But like, ugh. And then, the icing on the cake, my other brother gets in, and I've had my character waiting in the tutorial area for this whole time, so we could go and team up. And it's like, oh, okay, he's online. Let's just go and add his him to my friends list, all that. Turns out that Elder Scrolls Online has no crossplay, which means my two brothers playing on the Xbox couldn't play with me, who was on PC, or his wife, who was on the PS4. So, thankfully, uh, we hadn't, like, my brothers had it from Game Pass, and uh, my brother had, like, a disc for ESO that he got for, like, $1 from a game store. So, it wasn't, like, a huge, like, investment issue. But now the question becomes finding a cross-play MMO that they can play, because my brother and his wife want to be able to do an MMO with us, but because of the whole they're on Xbox, 14 won't work, and also the wife for some reason is like oddly just like no 14. Um, which is fine to be honest. Simply because uh 14, I feel, is an experienced, at least when it comes to the story, which is what the bulk of what they would be doing, is something to be experienced. Like, it doesn't work in a, like, having 5 people sitting around talking about various nonsense the entire time, you know? Like, you either focus on it or you don't. So, we I ended up looking up to see what kind of crossplay games we could go and do. Oddly enough, the very first thing on the list was Among Us, which made me chuckle, but it looks like we might be doing, assuming my brother's wife, or I should say sister-in-law, what's wrong with me? Assume my sister-in-law is Destiny 2, assuming she's okay with it. So, because they still want to do an MMO, they've only got one computer, and it's not like super great. So, yeah. Real bonkers. Anyways, last time in 14, we managed to finish up things in Thavnir. We've calmed the situation down, though the final days are upon us, and we've discovered that all people feeling intense sadness or despair is all it takes for them to turn into the Terminus beasts. So yeah, that's not good. And um, in order to get some more information, maybe figure out some way to not have to abandon the other shards, we've come back to the first, surprisingly enough, and we are here to talk to Lena. So, let's dive in. I'm so happy to see her. Echo, you have returned. Yep, I'm back. Have you been well, you and the others? We're no shortage of troubles, but we're well enough. It's a good description. The things are much the then things are much the same for you as they were here. My lord is doubtlessly enjoying himself. Yeah, I'd definitely say that. He's having a blast. He he said this to you? These exact words? That you wanted to know that you're doing well. Oh, to know that he is happy. It fills my heart with joy. Thank you, Echo, for taking care of him. When you next see him, please tell him not to overexert himself. Futile request though it is. Yeah, I don't think Raha would listen to that. And tell him that all is well here. The peace you have gifted us continues, and we work hard to build new lives for ourselves. In the course of this, we occasionally bicker, but we've never been more optimistic for the morrow. If I had to mention one dilemma, it would be that the question of our governance. Even as we speak, debate rages on how we should run the city in the Exarch's absence. Most are of the minds that the settlement council should continue to oversee the general running of the Crystarium, while representatives are elected to determine policy and handle diplomacy. Thus far, nothing is set in stone, but however we could choose to proceed, we will not replace our lord. No one could. Be hard shoes to fill in, to be honest. I know I wouldn't want the job. Have we recently observed any unusual phenomena? You guys got final days here? No, I cannot say that there have been. Curious that you would ask me this question, though. Some days ago, Rin came and asked me the very same thing. She was rather unsettled in stark contrast to how cheerful she has been of late. Has she been in contact with Heidlin? Where's Rin? She and other Christian youths just hosted a festival, you see. It proved so popular they were already planned for another celebration, one much bigger than the first. Between her preparations for the festival and the restoration of the empty, she struck me as happy and full of life. So when I saw her in a state of such worry, I couldn't help but feel worried in turn, especially since she wouldn't tell me what troubled her. I dare say she would be more willing to confide in you. May I ask you to broach the subject with her? Of course. Hopefully we can get some conversation between her and Gaia. You wish to enter the Umbilicus? Very well, I will fetch the key at once, and take the opportunity to find Reen. Please wait for me in the city, in front of the Cabinet of Curiosity, shall we say? I will be along as soon as I can. Great to see you again, Lena. I'm glad that you seem to be doing well and that you guys aren't dealing with terminus beasts. You know, it's a small comfort, but a comfort nonetheless. I am curious, cause like I still don't have a good grasp on if the shards are literally a different dimension or if it's just that they're like a different place in space or what. I feel like they're supposed to be a different dimension, but I mean, who can really say at this point? I think this is still going to just one of my favorite themes for a town. So triumphantly optimistic. Gives me this kind of makes me feel a little bit stronger to deal with what we had to yesterday. One of those, while things may be bad and people are suffering, you can still push forward and hope for the best. Christam, the people of the Christam are honestly an amazing example to follow. Alright. I basically just wander around until I find a giant crowd of people. Following events can be skipped. You may wish to cancel any pending duty finder registrations. I'm glad that they like mentioned that. That is definitely a thing that some people would get stuck with. Do my old eyes deceive me? Is that truly Echo? Oh, hey! You two. Ah, it is. Full glad I am to see you hale and whole, my friend. Surely can't be skipped. What a wonderful surprise it is to have you back with us, and at this most opportune time. In case you haven't heard, we are planning to produce a tome chronicling the events of the Flood to the Knight's Return. For this project, we intend to draw upon records kept by the world's peoples. Historical and contemporary first-hand accounts will be the centerpiece of the tome, but yours would be the one to crown them all. I have been asked to contribute a chapter of this on the soul, a subject that is key to understanding much of your endeavors. In that course of development, the spirit vessel, I gained valuable insight into the travel beyond the rift, knowledge that will allow me to attest to your existence and deeds. Yeah. There is no end to questions I would ask you, but if you could indulge me for just a moment now. In your quest to restore the night, you faced many formidable foes. Among them, who offered you the greatest struggle? Titania, driven mad by light and loneliness. Valthry, in his misguided self-righteousness. Hades, who bore the burden of his people. I'd say Hades. Ah, yes, Hades. He who sought to resurrect his ancient brethren. He was the final obstacle in your quest to restore the night. Your battle in the depths of the Tempest is the stuff of epics. Yet compelling as it is, I worry that mere words won't do it justice to that fateful confrontation. Not that we would think to admit it entirely, of course. No, at the very least, we will impress upon readers that it was the climax of your hero's journey. I know you'd like to talk to her ear off, but Morin, but we should really be on our way. The documents from Eulmore won't collect themselves. Of course, of course. And afterwards, would you care to join me for tea? I was hoping that you might clarify a few points in your treaties. Till next time, then, do tell the others to look after themselves. Orvazil's friend in particular, remind him not to overexert himself, again and again till his ears fall off, if that's what it takes to get the likes of him to take it to heart. Yeah, Graha is definitely the type of person to put himself last and get himself in trouble. Going to find somebody else to chat with? Is that the Warrior of Darkness? Hey, kids.
It's her! It's really her! What are you doing here? If you're going into battle, I can give you some medicine. I made it myself.
Best not, Riki. You'd only give her a stomachache.
We came to see Morin to get his advice. One of the guards finally agreed to teach us how to fight, but first we need to choose a fighting style. While I know that I want to become a mage, Arkill isn't sure. Magic isn't really my thing, so I thought of taking up the axe, or the sword, or maybe the bow. They all seem alright, but it's hard to decide, so I thought I'd ask Morin. He knows a lot of things.
Morin might not help with this.
He isn't here. Oh. Ooh, why don't you have the Warrior of Darkness choose for you? What do you think suits Marco best? Axe, sword, or bow?
I'd say protecting your friends, the sword.
The sword? If you took up the sword, you could be just like... Brandon, the Warrior of Light. I love that tale. Let's borrow the book today. It's really popular, though. I hope it's still there. Thanks for helping me decide, Warrior of Darkness. I'll just start with that style, and maybe try something else later on. And when I get really strong, I'll have to have a bout with you.
Good luck, kids. Have fun with your reading. I feel like Fail is gonna pop up. He's gonna be one of these peeps.
Such fun she's having asking in the adoration of musty old bookworms and wide-eyed younglings. Does she not? But does she spare a thought for me? Of course not.
Fail.
I waited and waited and waited, but she won't so much as acknowledge the presence of her beautiful branch, even though we're right here. Such a heartless thing our sapling is, cold and cruel and heartless.
Oh, faithful Fail, lovely of branches, how I have missed you.
If you truly miss me, you should have cried for me at the top of your lungs the instant you arrived. To make it up for it, you will call with twice the passion next time. Though for there to be a next time, you've some struggles to overcome. So, my adorable sapling, the world is on the very verge of destruction, is it?
You know.
How do I know this? Joined as we are, spying on you is as simple as sliding down the path of a rainbow. Would that I could aid you in your quest, but the fate of we Fey folk is bound to that of the star. Whither it goes, so too do we follow. Such is our way. The most I could do for you is spare you the pain by gifting you the sweetest of eternal dreams. But if escape's not your liking, then you must struggle with your fellow mortals.
That sounds about right.
Ah, but here we are, the ones who you waited even for. I wonder what manner of conclusion awaits at tale's end.
Hey, Bean. I hope Guy is doing okay.
My apologies for the delay. Echo, it's so wonderful to see you again. You doubtless have much catching up to do, so I'll leave you to it. I've taken the liberty of unlocking the Milkist, and you may enter at your leisure.
Relax, Rex. Relax. He's just dog. You're such a goober, Rex. I just look over and I have a massive swirl of my my headphones cable and then the the cable for my Switch to plug in and as well as its um name it capture card. It's just oh boy.
I'm relieved to hear everyone's alright. I'm relieved to hear everyone's as well. I had this feeling, like, in the pit of my stomach, and I was afraid that something might have happened.
Interesting. How'd you know?
Maybe I'm overthinking things, but it's just that. eh, I'm the Oracle of Light, but I've never spoken with Hyland, never once heard her call. Even so, I've always had this feeling deep inside me, a connection of something immense. These past few days, though, that connection has wavered, as if that immense something was distant, then close, and then distant again. And then, the other night, I was jolted awake by the feeling that I had been completely severed. Wanting some fresh air, I went to open the window, and to my horror, the sky was ablaze, like during the star shower.
It was happening here?
But then I blinked, and everything was normal. The next day, no one had said a thing. No one else had seen what I had seen. As far as I could tell, nothing was out of the ordinary. I began to wonder if it was a figment of a half-remembered dream.
Unfortunately, no, it's not. You saw the source.
Eh? Echo, what are you not telling me? I have to know. Please, it doesn't matter how terrible it is.
Well, here's what's happening. It's the final days, just like we saw in Emerald. And well. And so now we have to find a way to stop it. Or you guys are all doomed. And the other shards as well.
It wasn't my imagination then. The doom we witnessed in Emerald has come again. I can't believe it. Like I told you before, all is well here in the First. So don't worry about us. Please look only to the threat before you. We're fine now, and even if we weren't, we've learned how to survive. Should the final days reach us here as well, you may be assured we won't go quietly.
I have faith in you guys.
No, we'll hold on until you can find a way to save all of our worlds. So long as you continue to fight, so too will we, united in the purpose beneath a blazing sky.
Right. I definitely feel like between the shards and the source, the first would definitely have the best like time dealing with it, just because they held out for so long with the flood of light and fighting back against it. The group of people here in the first are very well trained in dealing with this kind of despair. Hope upon a flower. Reen wears a look of stern, steely resolve. You're headed to the umbilicus to consult with Elizabeth, right? I'll do some consulting on my own and speak with Lena, despite how we may decide how we might best prepare for the final days. So it's farewell for now, but we'll see each other again, I'm certain. I do wish we got some voice line, but I understand why. Obviously, we're not like, doesn't seem like we're trying to tarry around much in the first, but like, you know, just basically being like, hey guys, yeah, no, we did forget that we have this whole dimension of characters. I am curious, though, how this conversation with Elidibus is going to actually work. If he's has some kind of sentience in there still, and if he'd be willing to even talk to us. Ah, Mr. Seko, welcome back. The captain has told me all. Give the word and I'll show you to the ocular. Let's go. It's definitely a voice cutscene. It's empty. Feels so sad being empty. He's just seeing them here. I hope we can be together with Reen and all of the Scions together at some point. Find a way throughout Endwalker to maybe, I don't know. If we really have to leave, maybe bring the shards people with us, but I don't know how this is going to even work. If it's even possible. Okay. Let's see if you'll listen, if we can talk to you, Lucas.
Biometric authentication complete. Please state your business.
We need to speak to the ether inside.
Acknowledged. Reinitializing Circus Tower systems. Searching for Elidibus entity. Target located in subterranean core power accumulator. Projecting image.
Interesting. Hey, bud.
My home. My friends. No more than a dream. You. Why have you awakened me?
We need to talk.
I no longer sense those places beyond, or Lord Zodiac. You must explain all.
You seem strongly sentient. I'm sorry, but Zodiac is dead.
So, he is fallen, and my brethren's souls returned to the star.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
The doom we sacrificed so much to prevent is come again. Old burdens now yours to bear.
Yeah.
But if this is Fandaniel's design, then I, as Elidibus, have a duty to fulfill.
You were the heart of Zodiac.
Your unsolicited act has restored to me some few memories of the convocation.
Really?
Such knowledge as I have, I will share.
Thank you, Elidibus. I was worried you might be not want to. I'm sorry that it had to come to this.
Why apologize for receiving a favor of the defeated? If it sits ill, consider it payment for freeing Lord Zodiac from servitude. Where to begin? Ah, the end. Your understanding of what caused the final days is consistent with our own.
Right.
The decay first took root where the currents were weakest. Yes, a conclusion drawn by him.
So Fandaniel was the one who figured that
Fandaniel.
out.
Not the him of here and now, but as I knew him. Long, long ago. Having shed light upon the phenomenon, he dedicated himself to devising a countermeasure. Were it not for his knowledge of the Celestial, we would never have made the connection, and thence forestalled the final days.
So the nihilism of his life after
And
being
though he
sundering did lead to him
inherited
this?
that noble soul, how different this last incarnation. So consumed by self-loathing and hate. Elpis. Yes. The name is familiar to me.
We need to know more about it.
Yet I know it not as a flower, but a place.
A place?
A testing facility for determining which of our creations were fit to be released into the world.
Interesting.
Many worked there. And before joining the convocation and assuming the title of Fandaniel, he was their chief. He was Hermes.
Hermes. I wonder,
That is all I know.
could Fandaniel still be
The
alive?
crystals tell little of the lives the 14 led prior to their induction. Elpis itself would tell even less. Nary a ruin has survived.
What about Emmett Selks? What?
Wait. I saw you there. In Elpis. No. I did not. But I did. I did. A lingering trace of impossibility.
Okay.
And a truth that fills my heart.
You know me as Zeb. You recognize it now?
My memories remain clouded, I fear. However, they have revealed to me one possible course. You must travel to Elpis, to the time when Hermes served as its chief.
What?
In glimpsing the Exarch's memories, not only did I make his summoning magic mine own, I also mastered the workings of this tower.
Wait, you're gonna...
Which, having absorbed my empowered essence, now harbors an abundance of energy.
So wait, you can send us to the...
As such, I believe I can deliver you unto the past, unto that place and that precise moment. Given the eons that must be traversed, the gateway will not be fully formed. Your form will be less tangible still than those warriors of light I had summoned.
Really?
In all likelihood, none will be able to see or hear you.
So we won't be able to interact with anything, but we can still be
Yet
there.
even should you manage to interact with others, you will be unable to effect meaningful change. For the reality you wish to save, the reality to which you must return, exists as a result of the final days. You cannot reshape the past to undo the tragedies of the present. Cannot unmake the sorrow and suffering fated to come.
So we're locked in, basically.
In full knowledge of this, will you still entrust your life to your foe and make the journey?
Only if I considered you my foe. But...
Very well. I shall cast you unto the river of time. Let this be my final act. You must input the commands. I no longer have the authority. First, you must reconfigure the systems, that the tower's ether may be channeled for the magic.
I wonder how much ether is like the essence of an Ascian makes up, you know? Alright. Well, off we go, I guess.
The preparations are complete. The gateway will soon open. Return at once to the ocular.
Okay. You wanna come with us, Reen? Sure, we'll make it harder. We're gonna pass through the mirror.
All appears to be in order. The ether flows unimpeded. The magic should consume every last mote of my essence. Why are you surprised? Did I not say that this will be my final act? Lord Zodiac is no more. There is nothing for me here.
But
The ones I love and long to see again are waiting. In that promised land. Beyond memory and dream.
I hope you can see them again.
Now go, warrior of light. Go, and do not look back.
I won't forget your sacrifice either. We'll remember you alongside the others.
Well, Heidelin, I take my leave of you. Yours is the mantle of the last of us. May you have the joy of it, the burden and the solitude.
Taking on Elizabeth's mantle.
It falls to you now. You and your champion to save our star.
All right. That space between realms. It's been a while, huh, I guess. What's this light? It's so bright. I'm alright. We here? We're here. Barely even here, visible though. This is what they were like with when they really are tall. Guide-like man. The man stands dutiful by the aetherite-like device, a guide for this facility in all likelihood. You attempt to get the man's attention, but if he sees or hears you, he gives absolutely no indication. As Elizabeth warns, it appears your form is intangible. The device is reminiscent of an aetherite. Perhaps it's possible to attune to with it. Despite attempting to channel and focus your energies, you fail to attune with the device. You can only assume it operates differently. That's a shame. The remarkably large man wears a black robe and half mask, much like the phantoms you encountered in Merilematorum and the recreated Emerald. It would seem you have made it to your destination. Can you hear me? Hello? Hello? You gesture wildly and shout all manner of greetings and obscenities, but the man does not so much as glance in your general direction. You don't want to know what I said. Besides hello. I can't even sprint here. That's how messed up this place is. Conversing woman. Ma'am? Hello? This is the right place, yes? Propylaeon? Judging by the woman's words, this facility is called Propylaeon. Hello? You attempt to gently prod the woman to attract her attention, but feel nothing, and it seems neither does she. Well, even if we can't touch anything, doesn't mean we can't hear things, so we just gotta find our way. You suspect the door leads outside, but how to open it? Can I pass through it? I'm intangible, aren't I? Hmm.
And here we are, Elpis.
Oh, we're in Elpis.
Well, well, how rare to receive you in person. To what do we owe the honor? Oh, just a few odd tasks. We'll be here a while.
Hades.
You're welcome to stay as long as you see fit, of course. As a matter of procedure, however, I must ask that you kindly remove your masks.
Okay. Is the other one me?
Now. Is this truly necessary? Surely you can tell who we are.
Emmett's voice.
Who you are, perhaps, but I am far less infamous. Regardless, if we do not follow protocol, 'tis our hosts who would be held accountable. So, please, do favor us with your handsome face.
You're just gonna have to deal with it. Come on, Hades. Oh my goodness. He looks so good. And who are you? Are you looking at me, Hades?
Satisfied?
The other guy has a
Thank you
white
for your
mask.
cooperation. You are free to go about your business.
Great. Could that be Fandaniel? Or I guess Hermes, rather.
By the by, you see it too, yes?
You can see me.
I haven't the foggiest what you're talking about.
Hades, come on.
That's odd. It's right here. A bit thin in the ether, but there's no mistaking it. The color of its soul is almost identical to Azem's.
Yeah, it's me. Hey, can you hear me?
Do you suppose she created it? Rather unusual for a familiar to have a soul, though.
Hey guys, it's me from the future. It's your friend SM. Hades.
Don't ask me. All I know is that it's trouble. Doubly so if it's her spitting image.
Come on, Hades. Don't be so soon.
So let's leave it be. Come now.
You know I'm just gonna follow you. Just talk. Come on, Hades, please.
It's trying to say something, but it's literally too intangible to form words.
Maybe like gesture or something.
Why don't you give it some ether? Spare a snifter of your bounteous reserves.
Come on, Hades. We're friends.
Who do you take me for?
Why, a dear friend, of course. One who wouldn't let acts of kindness, such as my accompanying him on errands to far-flung outposts, go unrewarded.
Yeah. Come on. You know you want to, Hades. Come on. Come on.
I suggest you close your eyes, or this may be unpleasant.
Okay. Hades, you never change. Discovered a new location. Is this a map? Like an actual map? It is. Oh my goodness, this is so cool!
You may open your eyes.
I'm tangible! I'm still small though. Can't be helped. Wait, no, I'm big again! Yay! Hey guys, we need to go meet me.
Oh, you even adjusted its size.
The better to indulge your whim. This way, it will be easier to communicate.
How very thoughtful of you. And may I applaud your artful reinforcement. Without further ado then.
Hythlodaeus!
Greetings. I am Hythlodaeus,
My
chief of
friend!
the Bureau of the Architect.
My old friend.
Sulking beside me is the most honorable Emmett Selk of the Convocation of 14. And how might we address you, my new friend?
It's Echo Stray, but you know, I am a Zem. Hello.
A fine name. And I'm pleased to see you understand our words. So, tell us, whence have you come? The thinness of your essence suggests you weren't created here.
I'm from the future. I want to tell you I'm from the future. Hello.
You do not know? Or cannot say? Allow me to ask a different question then. What brings you here?
Hermes. Hermes. Hermes.
Well now, the same as us. Perhaps Azim wished to come too, but had to settle for a familiar.
If she truly wished to be here, then she would be.
I am here.
Right you are. My apologies if we've given offense. The two of us can discern the color of souls, you see, and yours happens to resemble that of a friend. And with your purpose matching our own besides, we jumped to a hasty conclusion.
I just want to tell you.
Speak with Hermes, the chief overseer of this facility, which we also intend to tour in order to gain greater insight into the
Please
network.
tell me that these guys, we get like
We, I say.
trust
Though
dungeon
this is
with
Emmett
them.
Selk's charge. I am here only to serve as his guide,
Hythlodaeus.
and I should be happy to serve as yours as well, by way of an apology for the misunderstanding.
Wait, are you suggesting that we bring it along on official business? This thing we know next to nothing about?
It's okay, Hades.
If you harbor suspicions, better to keep it close than leave it to its own devices. Wouldn't you agree?
Honestly, now I understand why Emmett accidentally made Hythlodaeus
Besides,
sentient.
having a mysterious life form in tow is the norm rather than the exception here. Welcome, my friends, to the testing ground of creation at Heaven's Edge.
Oh my goodness.
Elpis.
It's so beautiful. The world unsundered. Elpis. I... Oh, we're here. Oh! Argos. Gana.
This presence.
Gana. Oh my goodness. Axolotls. You have... Wait, what? Feathery... What?
Hermes! Visitors! We have visitors!
Bird people? Bird people.
What secrets are you hiding, I wonder?
I wish I could tell you, Hades, but they won't let me. This is going way better than I thought it was going to be. I thought Elizabeth was just gonna pop us over here. We'd be like, oh, boy, that's sure it's cool, and then we go back. But this is like exactly what I wanted without knowing it's what I wanted. Oh boy. In case you didn't know, it's rude to stare. Stop. Lotte is my new old friend. My old new friend. This is hardly the first time, my first time here, but the scenery never fails to take my breath away. Why, it feels as if you could reach out to and touch the heavens. Now then, to begin our guided tour. Perhaps you already know these things, but for the sake of thoroughness, I shall start with the basics. Using concepts to give shape to ether, creation magics allow us to bring forth anything we desire, be it inanimate objects or living beings. Anyone may conceive of concepts, but they must all undergo evaluation of the Bureau of Architects. As part of this process, living beings and certain arcane entities may be sent here to Elpis for in-depth observation and study. A fascinating facility, is it not? I dare say you will enjoy touring it with us. Yes. This is looking you up and down. Now then, our friend Hermes. Aside from overseeing the facility, he also conducts his own research. Chances are he will be at the main observation hub, so let's seek him out there first. Attired as you are, however, you will stand out a little too much. Our dear Emetsuck wishes to keep a low profile for his errand, so... Do you know how to make a robe? A basic concept will do. I don't have creation magic? No, in that case, Emetsuck. No, your whim, your responsibility. You're getting not another thimble of ether out of me. The way he scrimps sometimes, you think he wasn't an eye-bottomless font of magic. Very well, I shall make the rope, but perhaps you can assist me. Come, let us search for the requisite materials. Alright, yo, let's go! Democritus, I thought your name was Doritos. Hey, those researchers are from Academia and as words of Halmurat, here to observe the state of the local flora. I wish they would give equal attention to the ambient environment, specifically how much noise they're adding to it with their little debate. Oh boy. Oh, I want to fly here so bad. Look at all these aetherites. Oh, this place is... Oh, giant butterflies. What are those? Oh my god, what are you? Ophion? Ophion? They're like snake flower things. It's so cool looking. Oh my goodness. No means no. Just be grateful I'm willing to wait. Yes, these creatures should suffice. What do you want me to do? An etheric rope. I want you to capture it, shall we say, 2 petalodi. There are 3 species here, I believe, any 2 different kinds which should serve. Now I should mention that the strength of the rope is tied, no pun intended, to the strength of its user. As your ether is still thin compared to ours, you'll need to weaken the petalodi first. Good luck. Okay. We caught a blue one. I wanna get a red one. To represent my dragon soul. My blood and life as a dragon. Oh no, I killed it. What did? Ah, no! There's another red one over here. I'm so dumb. Get in there. Okay. You've caught the petalodi. Come, let us see. Here's the colors I got. Yes, these fine fellows will do nicely. And now for a spot of reversion. So you unmake them and then make them again? They're so cool. There, it's ready. It's nothing fancy, but we'll try it not to stand out. Try it on for size. You turn living beings into clothing, just like that. Want them to get angry at us for using those creatures. To be honest, I almost figure you just go and like snap your fingers and make it. Well, not just like that. You need to revert them to their constituent ether. Lest you wonder why I asked for 2 species, it is due to the difference in their etheric balance. Blending them allows us to produce garb of superior etheric stability. Well and good to disguise and educate it, but it won't fool anyone who can see with a damn. Fair point, but at the very least, it should spare you the unwanted attention from casual observers. Ugh. Emmett Selk speaks true. Even dressed like us, your unusual nature will be plain to those who think to look. Should someone question your presence, don't make up excuses, much less try to explain what you actually are. No, best to simply say that you're familiar. The question is whose. Ah, of course, Azems. If you say you belong to her, people will give you the benefit of the doubt and for any and all outlandish behavior. Exploiting our associate's absence. For lack of her presence, absolutely. Were she here, she would have been the first to propose the idea, and you know it. It sounds interesting, so I definitely would. With that, your story is settled. Let us continue with our errand. Okay. Alright. It's so neat that they give us these, like, right off the bat. I should be good with my shoes and my armor underneath. No one's about to be going and looking up my robe, so I should be fine. As dubious as it is, passing you off as a Zem's familiar is probably the best approach. Should she take offense that others so readily believe her recklessness is to blame, she is welcome to mend her ways. I mean, am I really that reckless? Pass as a child in your original size? I think not. Augmented or no, your ether is still far too thin to be considered normal. In search of Hermes. His Ludeus is ready to continue on if you are. If you're ready, let us continue along the path of Anagnorisis. The place serves as an observation hub and residence both. Someone there should be able to point us in the direction of Hermes. I wonder if they can sense the blessing of light within me. Oh man, this definitely, like, there have been some really cool environments in this game so far. I think this might be one of the most, like, just breathtaking. Honestly, the first thing that really comes to mind in comparison to this is uh, the recreation of Amarat by M itself, which, I mean, just kind of goes to show how much of an impact these areas and their design have, you know, on everything. Yes, can I help you? We wish to speak with Chief Hermes. Do you know where we might find him? Well now, by your mask, I assume you're one of the 14. I wasn't aware there was to be a visitation. Between you and us, this is something of a surprise. Your discretion in the matter would be appreciated. I see. My lips are sealed. The chief should be conducting observations as usual. His focus of late has been aquatic creatures, so I expect you will find him in one of the pools here. The pools, you say? Many thanks, and apologies for disrupting your work. I say, Hythlodaeus. While I never met Hermes, you know him well, do you not? That being the case, could you simply find him by his ether? Aye, that I could. As you know, Amitselk and I can discern the color of souls. By the same token, we can also see ether quite keenly and from great distances. With this skill, I could readily locate Hermes and find that it would be a waste of an opportunity. I felt it would be a waste of an opportunity. We're here to perform an assessment, after all. By searching the ordinary way, we stand to gain insight into Elpis and the man in charge of it. There is as much for your this is as much for your own amusement, like as not. But point taken. If you're going to accompany us, make yourself useful and help us look for Hermes. According to his profile, he has short, dark hair. Right. So you know, it's because we're in Elpis that we don't have our cowls up. A special exemption due to the need to be aware of dangerous creatures. Elsewhere, we do not exhibit our individuality. It unseemly. This is all common sense, but I would not assume you to possess any. It's a rare treat indeed to be able to search for someone by their appearance. I thank you for humoring me. Come, let's find our man. Alright, I'm down. Let's hide our weapon while we're running around like this. Oh, let's go ahead and activate this etherite. Theano. My, what a curious familiar. I suppose your creator sent you here to learn our ways and perhaps achieve some greater deal of enlightenment. What would you ask of me? What kind of place is this? Anagonoris is one of the most valuable, important facilities in Elpis, as it is here that we ascertain the various merits and shortcomings of various flora and fauna in our care.
It derives its name from the ethos at the center of our work, that being the discovery of the creations through nature. Only by allowing them to coexist in an environment such as this do they reveal unto the essence of their beings. Tell me about yourself. Like most of my colleagues here in Agnonorsis, I am in charge with observing the various creations in our care and assessing their suitability for life on Etheirys. It's an enormous responsibility, of course, though the sense of achievement from bringing new species into the world makes it all worthwhile. Alright. Fascinating, really. The Exis. What should we do next, my little ones? A spot of sunbathing, perhaps? Oh my goodness. You made the hedgehog and the platypus? Oh my goodness. Oh, and the little dudes. Oh. I'm curious if I. Oh, that's right. I can't mess with glamour plates here. So many people to talk to. Ukuleles. Oh my goodness, you made these? There's never a dull moment with the Ori. Their fondness for minerals make them highly unique, and I dare say they will be no less popular. Okay, that over there is progress. Let's talk to some of the other people. Phadius. For a female, you appear quite inquisitive. Perhaps you were created to learn. Well, if there is anything you wish to know, I shall be glad to explain. Did you make the butterfly? Was that you? You overexert yourself and your health will suffer for it. Rest, I beg you. I wonder if I could even interact with this. Okay, I can. That's good. Yo, what if I get to keep my, like, etheric density from meeting with MXL? Mennon. What have we here? Hello. It sounds like you were going to be giving me a quest later. Alright. Eurodome. Extraordinary. It's not every day we see a charming familiar. Why, I'd much rather observe a pretty little thing than you than brush all those British creatures everyone insists on making. I get you exactly. Bewinged girl. They have such funny faces. Axolotls. Hermes. Hey Hermes. That you?
Huh. You are...
Bird.
Oh,
Bird legs. Next playable race?
different. You're different too. You and me. We're alike. Friends. I want to be... Wait. Please. Wait.
You trying to learn languages or?
Greetings and salutations. Can you hear me?
What? In my head?
Do not be alarmed. I mean you no harm. I wish only to hear your words, share your feelings, and know your thoughts.
So
May we please be friends?
you struggle to speak?
May we please be friends?
Sure. Why not?
Ah, I see you found him.
Hey, Athlodeus. Hey, Amit.
Hythlodaeus. It's been a while. Too long, I think.
Too long indeed for close collaborators. On this blessed occasion, I bring not only myself, but others who long to speak with you.
member of the convocation.
Emmett Selk at your service. Do I have the honor of addressing Hermes, Chief Overseer of Elpis?
I wonder if he got the title of Fan Daniel because of this.
You do. You have traveled far for it.
Given your facility's purpose, its remote location is something of a necessity. Would that I didn't have to rely upon a guide.
Oh, Emmett, you're so soon.
You wound me. Have I not ever been an attentive and helpful friend?
Hithel and Jason are on the same wavelength.
But moving along to more agreeable company, this one we chance to...
Hey there.
Well, you certainly have her attention. Is she one of yours, Hermes?
Interesting.
Her name is Meteon. It
Meteon.
means shooting star.
Okay. Cute name.
If I may make an observation, her ether is terribly thin. I fear she might dissipate at any moment. Nor do I believe you've made a submission to the Bureau. I would remember such a concept if you had.
I haven't, as you say. I judged it too early. She's a pet project of mine, still undergoing preliminary testing. But rest assured that I will attend in person ere long.
Very well. Being an authority on flying life forms, I appreciate that you are exacting in your work. I shall look forward to your submission.
If we have finished with the perfunctory chit-chat, I would discuss official matters.
Well, the fish are... They're axolotls, they're not fish.
By my coming, I trust you already anticipate the subject.
I have an inkling, yes. Please wait to the main building yonder. I shall join you as soon as I've returned these creatures to their homes.
What's wrong, Hermes?
The Namastoma is missing.
You lost an axolotl?
I may have found it. A creature with the self-same ether as those there, nestled in the boughs of a tree outside the grounds.
You're saying they can climb with their sorry excuses for limbs?
Emmett sounds so, like, insulted by that fact.
The fashion has been to imbue aquatic creatures with the power of flight, ever since the words of Metron created a sky-swimming fish.
Micha, huh?
The Ambistomas too can fly, if only slightly, and they could conceivably climb a tree. Whether they can come down safely, however...
Oh no, we have to save it.
Excuse me.
I'll help too.
And what are we supposed to do with this lot?
May I suggest we split up? If you would be so good as to assist Hermes, Emmett Selk and I shall keep an eye on these adorable creations in the meantime.
Emmett, you're too grumpy. You're making me swoon too much. What are we gonna do with you? Alright. How did this little boy go up the tree? Adventurous Abistomus.
Hermes, are you alright?
Oh, you okay over there, dude? It seems Hermes and Meteon have found their quarry, a creature known in this age as Abistoma. Yet, though it's been safely extricated from the tree, Hermes appears to have found himself in quite the predicament.
The Abistoma, Hermes saw it high up in the tree. He climbed up to get it, but it jumped on him, and he slipped.
You need a hand?
No, I'm fine.
If a little embarrassed. Now for your own safety, please stand back. Ugh. That sounded uncomfortable. Ugh. Is he always like this?
Hermes, are you alright?
Quite alright, yes. My apologies for making you worry, Meteon. Both you and, Echo Stray, familiar of them. Echo Stray, you are called. An intriguing name, somewhat reminiscent of a new creation. Thank you for coming all this way for me. As for you, little one, you must be more careful. Oh. You may be able to fly, but doesn't mean you cannot fall and hurt yourself.
Oh no, I'd forgotten all about its fellows.
Oh! It's okay, Hermes. The others are looking at him.
Truly, what a relief. I must thank Emetzelk and Hythlodaeus when I return to them. But first, with the distractions out of the way, as Chief of the Overseer of Elpis, permit me to welcome you to our facility. I hope you will enjoy your time here.
I know I will.
I'm glad they're safe, Hermes and the Embastoma.
Having found the wayward Epistoma, Hermes is a picture of relief. We mustn't keep the others waiting. Let's return to Agnosis. I feel like creation magic does still exist in the form of primal summoning for like the people of Aetheris. They feel too similar in like a build in what you do and what comes out of it.
'Twas blissful, uneventful in your absence. The little ones were on their best behavior.
No more angelic creations to distract us from the matter of actual import.
My apologies for the trouble. Owing to your kindness, all the Apostoma are safe and well. I will presently send them back to the space if you would go on ahead to the main building. Upon entering, you will see a table and chairs in a meeting area. You may speak there.
Very well. Take care not to let the creature slip away again.
Some creatures stay outside, others stay in kitsis, like the Apostoma.
Will you be attending as well? If so, you should join the others at the building. Now I'm worried that we're going to actually witness the final days of this place as well. It's my friends again. Alrighty, let's head on in. Well, Amixelk has been accommodating thus far. He is the one who has business with Hermes. If you wish to attend, you will have to ask his permission. Come on, Hades, we're friends. Voice
This
act.
appears to be the place. And here is where we part ways.
Come on, I need to talk to him too. It's okay.
We will be discussing highly sensitive affairs. Only a select few may be privy to such knowledge.
The final
and that
days?
does not include someone who cannot or will not divulge their origins. What? Will I have to remove you by force?
Hey, man, I beat you already in the previous expansion. I have more important things to say to him as well.
Yes, I'm sure your business with Hermes is quite pressing. You may speak with him to your heart's content after ours is concluded.
They're the same, you baka.
I do not object to her attendance.
Hermes, this is highly irregular.
Perhaps, but I believe she can be trusted. Meteion would not have taken to her so quickly otherwise.
That's good to know.
Moreover, the presence of a third party may help me to maintain composure.
I guess Fandaniel was pretty bonkers. Maybe he's got some of the eccentricity here as well.
As you wish, then. Behave yourself. Do you hear?
Of course. Don't worry, when I leave, I'll give you one of those sassy hand waves. I look like I joined a cult with us all wearing the same robes.
So, it's finally happened then.
Aye. Van Daniel has declared his intention to step down and named you as his preferred successor. In recognition of your knowledge and your works, the convocation is giving the recommendation due consideration. As one who does not know you personally, I am to use my impartial eye to take your measure.
Fair enough.
And above all else, to ascertain your disposition towards the invitation.
Tell me, if you had the choice to fuse with Zodiac, would you? What's a Zodiac? Good question.
I understand that you and Fandaniel are close. He himself was once chief overseer of Elpis after all.
Interesting.
I should not be surprised if you knew before anyone else that he wished to relinquish his office.
I did. He told me that when he fulfilled his purpose, he wished to pass the torch to me.
Huh.
A torch you seem none too pleased to accept. Are you so averse to serving on the convocation?
Do you not feel yourself worthy, or?
No, it's not that. For a humble researcher like myself to even be considered is an honor beyond words. No. What troubles me, what I struggle to come to terms with, is the very fact that Fandaniel is stepping down.
Do you think it's odd that he finished his
Does
work,
this
or?
not mean that he will return to the star?
What do you mean, return to the star?
Of his own volition, yes. Like so many others have before him.
What? Does that mean he's going to, like, die?
Return to the star? Does that mean die?
Well now, that's not a word I hear often. Is that what you say here in Elpis? Mankind is the life of Atheris. Each of us, a drop of blood flowing through its veins, bearing sustenance. In our finite time upon it, 'tis our duty to make it a better place, that all who call it home, now and in future, may abide in
It
happiness.
seems they lost concept of that with Zodiac.
To that end, we have dedicated ourselves to the pursuit of enlightened creation.
Tempering will do that, though.
And by our efforts did we transform this once untamed wilderness into the peaceful paradise you enjoy today. To return to the star whence we came is a privilege afforded to we who have so loved and nurtured it.
I don't see it as an end.
A choice embraced by those who have lived their lives to the fullest.
Or if they do, they
in
accept
service
it.
to our world. And when they depart upon this journey, it is beautiful, always.
The 14 are no exception. 'Tis believed no occasion is more felicitous than the fulfillment of one's duty. Our office becomes our lives, and to retire is to return, or so the majority of us hold. Some few have elected to eschew
That must be why Elizabeth was fine with giving up all of his ether to get us here.
Mayhap you feel Fandaniel's deeds do not warrant his return. Yet you should know his accomplishments as well as any. During his time, he conceived of
He'll miss them.
countless outstanding concepts,
Is this why Fandaniel wanted to die?
and channeling the wealth of experience he attained here in Elpis, he brought forth many new specimens.
I know of all this. I do. It's just... I cannot fathom why someone so great and wise, who could still do so much good, would want to end it all. Oh no. I've made her upset. Forgive me. I know I requested your presence. Might I trouble you to take Meteon outside? A change of scenery would do her good.
Fair enough. I just wish there was so much we could talk about. Most would jump at the chance of serving the convocation, and yet. Don't mind us, my friend. Please tend to Meteon. Forgive me. I will make it up to you, I promise. Come on, Meteon. What's the problem? I'm sorry, Echo. I didn't mean... a walk. Perhaps we can go for a walk? Sure. I wonder if she can actually fly with those wings. Hermes gets sad when he thinks about death. When others are sad, I am sad too. That's how I am. How he made me. But don't worry, I'm fine now. So why did you come here? It's hard to talk about, to be honest. You want to learn about Elpis and Hermes? Ooh, teach you. I can teach you. We could take turns. I tell you something, then you tell me something. Sounds like fun. I'm down. It will be. Where to start? Ah, yes. Let's talk to Mennon. He should be near the Ethereite. I'm not good at explaining, but Mennon is, so I'll have him explain instead. Let's go, Meteon. Woo! Discuss the Aetherite. Ah, the Aetherite. Anyone can use it to transport anywhere. Well, maybe not anywhere. Not to the grounds of the other islands. For that, you need teleporters. Oh, and permission. What's her normal talk? Right, yeah. Let's go talk to Memo. Alright. And what have we here? Though you look like a person, your ether is quite thin. I assume you're familiar like Meteon. Is there something you need? This is Echo. Can you teach her about Epis? Ah, a newly arrived familiar, is she? Very well. I should be glad to introduce our fair facility to her. As you know, it is mankind's duty to make the star a better place. As part of this duty, we employ creation magic to bring forth new life. However, we cannot simply release our works into the world, for it would lead to chaos. No, any and all life forms must undergo extensive testing to determine their fitness to exist, testing which is conducted here in Elpis. Every candidate is subjected to rigorous study in which we identify their properties, surmise what habitats might be suitable, and speculate as to the effects they may have on the environments of and other species. Should it be judged a beneficial addition to the star, it will be allowed to take its place in the world. The two of you, too, were created with the hope of making the star a better place. So heed your masters well and be good, do you hear?
We will, Menmon. We will. Thanks for the lesson. You had a turn, now I get a turn.
Okay.
Where'd you come from?
Uh, from a place facing a great threat.
There's such a place? I had no idea. But this place is important to you. I can feel it. Oh, my power. I haven't told you about it. A creation. Let's find a creation. One not being watched. Then I'll explain my power.
Okay. What can you do? She's so tiny. Discuss the Spriggans.
Spriggans? What are Spriggans?
The Orei.
Oh, we call them Orei. If there's more, if it's just one, we say Oreis. Uh, though they're cute, they can be naughty. Sometimes they run off with concept crystals, and Hermes has to run after them.
What are you holding there? Hope that's not a concept crystal. Oh my goodness. Shoebill.
Oh, this creation is perfect. But I don't remember seeing it before. Perhaps it's new? Anyway, I'll try reading its mind. That's my power.
Okay. You gonna read Emmett's mind? Ooh. Ooh.
Huh, I can't read it. Or maybe there's nothing to read? Wait, please wait. I'll try again with you this time.
Okay. I'm thinking of burritos. And the final days.
Greetings, can you hear me?
I can.
This is my power. I can read the emotions of those around me and project my emotions to others in return. I am not actually speaking to you in your mind. Rather, you are converting my emotions into words and intentions. A process performed subconsciously by intelligent life forms. This ability is vital to my mission, for it allows me to interact with intelligent beings even should they communicate via unknown languages or other non-verbal means. As a consequence, I am clumsy at speaking. Yet, though I struggle to express myself in this fashion, Hermes wants me to speak as much as possible, for everyone has thoughts and feelings they wish they may hide. I harbor an affection for you, one that is difficult to define. Aside from the fact that you share common traits with us, your thoughts are complex, prismatic. They draw me in and leave me wanting to know more. Out of respect for your privacy, I will refrain from using my power when speaking with you. Nevertheless, I want you to know that I wish to be your friend.
Sure thing.
Did you hear me?
I did.
Good. Now it's my turn again. So, what are you good at?
Ooh. Fighting, crafting, gathering, playing. I'm good at playing.
I'll have you know I have an orange purse. No. Playing? I'm not sure what that means. Emily says let's play, but then he goes for a walk. Or looks at creations. It's fun, but no different from work.
The shoe bill has turned. 1 second, let me make sure I am not getting notification noises. The shoe bill stares.
I think we might be bothering it. Let's keep going. We'll go and see Yunse next. She's usually in a small building on the west row.
Sure thing.
Well, if it isn't Meteon, I see you brought a friend with you today. Greetings, Euthene. An apple. Could you make me an apple? The kind Hermes likes, covered in syrup. I want to share it with Echo. A candied apple? Hermes is certainly partial to them, but you know you can't eat, Meteon. You weren't made to do so. But I like it too. It may seem that way, but due to your ability to share others' feelings, you've taken Hermes' likes for your own. In any case, I can't prepare an apple right now, but I'll bring one for Hermes soon, I promise. I'm sorry, Echo. I wanted to show you my favorite thing, then I could ask about yours, but I failed. That's fine. Tell her what you like. Oh, that's what you like? Yes, I can feel it, your joy and happiness. And it makes me happy, too. Thank you for sharing it with me. I also like Undertale. Well, we've walked and talked a lot. Maybe Hermes has finished talking too. Shall we go and see? Let's get going. It does seem as if she is easily influenced, but hey, I mean, she's a kid. Kids are like that even if they can't read minds. Excellent timing. 'Twas a refreshing refreshing constitutional, I hope. There you are. I can see that for the fresh air has done Medion good. Echo wanted to learn about you and Elpis, so I taught her. About this place, about my power, about your favorite food. I'm not sure if that last one will be of any use. But I do appreciate your keeping Medion company. While you were away, I finished speaking with our guests. Finished? Hardly. You requested time to consider the invitation, so we had no choice but to occupy ourselves with an inspection of your work. My apologies. It has been decided that Emmett Selk and Hyslodais will accompany me as I tend to my duties. If you wish to learn more, perhaps you would like to come too? I have compelled to remind you that she is in no way associated with the convocation. She simply chanced to meet up at Perpeleon. There's no guarantee that the matters we discuss will remain private. I do not mind. To see the joy her presence brings Meteon, I cannot imagine our mysterious friend harbors malicious intent. Echo is kind, really, truly. She taught me as much as I taught her. You're coming too, of course, to watch Hermes. You're bound to learn lots and lots. Okay. That's what I'm here for, anyways. And seeing Emmett Selk grumble and be all gruff is cute enough to warrant doing it. It is held that all civil organizations should conduct their affairs with total transparency, and the convocation is no exception. But that doesn't mean we are obliged to show our work to unknown entities such as you. Consider yourself privileged, and behave accordingly. Though I see new creations on a daily basis, here they look at them with a different eye. It will be interesting to observe Hermes at work. It's time we all go for a walk. Isn't it exciting? Composure regained, Hermes is ready to return to his duties. If everyone is ready, there are a few creations I need to check on. First, we shall return to the spot where we found our wayward ambystoma. Have care when you step outside the hub, for there may be some more unruly creatures about. Fair enough. Side quests unlocked. Where is this ether current? Northwest. I'll get it later. Not a big deal. I plan on doing a big hunt for them all once I've finished with the area. One of those, no point in trying to get distracted trying to do it if it means sabotaging the time I have working on MSQ. Ah yes, the Ianthine petaloda, one of the newest species of the ever-popular butterfly. You still bothered by your robe? Don't be. Few specimens we repurpose won't be missed. So beautiful, petaloda! I hope they make it into the world.
All vim and vigor now, hmm? When we were discussing his nomination, he was melancholy incarnate. There is a new species of Petaloda we recently set loose. It has been doing very well, managing to maintain a stable existence thus far. If it can see its observation period to the end without issue, we shall release it unto the world. Tell me, do you know the difference between living beings and arcane entities? What is? It is the presence of a soul. The soul isn't something you can choose to have at will. No, it manifests only in those beings with whose forms adhere to the law of creation, that can endure on their own. Beings that do not fulfill this requirement, such as those spontaneously born of magic or natural phenomena, do not have souls. No matter how much it might resemble flora or fauna, it lacks a soul, and it is considered an arcane entity. So you see, it is not for mankind to decide what is living. The domain itself lies beyond our manipulation, and it is hubris to assume otherwise. But come, let us head to the nearby beacon. I have received a report that arcane entities have gathered here. Okay. Going all the way over here. Bird of Elpis. Now that I think about it, there are no dragons in this world currently, because the dragons came to Hydaelyn after the split and all that other stuff. We are meant to be observing Hermes, but instead we're stuck with Meteon. I suppose she herself serves as proof of his prowess as a researcher and creator both. A fascinating creation much like yourself, little one. Renowned as Hermes is for his flying life forms, it is a rare privilege to be able to see one of his works in progress. Interesting, you're interesting too. Tell me, how did you find the ambystoma? Ah yes, the lightning sonoma, just as the report said. Although we call this a structure beacon due to its form, it is in fact a magical device. By manipulating the balance of elements, it keeps the isle airborne and maintains the climate thereupon. In the course of its operation, it often sees an internal shift towards a given element. Right now, that element is lightning, which draws the Numa here to replenish the ether. It appears Meteon is busy. Would you care to assist me in her stead and feed the Numa? Sure, I never thought I'd be feeding elementals, but why not? By using this lightning converger, you can harness ambient lightning and focus it into a ball. The variable feast for our dazzling friends. Go on, give it a try. Okay, here you go. Perfectly done. Echo, look. See how they gather to feed? How they express themselves through their actions despite their lack of words. Speech is not the sole defining characteristic of a thinking, feeling creature, nor is silence an indication that they do not possess these qualities. Be it a soulless arcane entity such as the Numa, or an ephemeral life form such as the Petaloda, all seek to perpetuate their existence, to survive. Is Meteon a living being? A good question. I can answer it from a theoretical standpoint, but it ultimately falls to the Bureau of Architect to pass judgment. Those with exceptional vision, such as Hythlodaeus, may be able to ascertain her true nature. But to me, it doesn't matter. She is herself, and that is all I need to know. Oh, you finished already? I'm sorry, I was in the way. Not to worry, my dear. They've missed nothing of note, and we still have plenty of work for them to observe. Next, we will head east to the Morning Dew. I need to speak with some observers there. When are we gonna meet Vana? I must see Vana and Argos, our great protector of the moon, the goodest of boys. You know, I just kind of presumed we were waiting on the other end. Oops, not. You discovered a new location. Oh no, Kubu. Ah, this fellow has been talked to the Bureau. The combination of a carefree aspect and an endless row of fangs is strangely charming. Was there a guiding theme or any method to the madness of this random assortment of features?
It's adorable, but beware it sneezes. Hermes went flying once.
Oh boy. Voice. Gabu, Gubu.
Amazing, is it not? The Ampelos, one of our newest subjects. So, how are we coming along?
Oh, there's more of those.
This place is Elpis. Those flowers. Elpis.
Right.
Entelekis. Like me.
Entelekis.
They are a product of Elpis, and so named for their birthplace. A happy accident, born of the hands of a former researcher who loved beautiful blossoms.
Huh.
Unique for how they change color, to reflect the emotional state of those nearby. Though be it here or elsewhere, they are seldom seen in any hue save purest white.
Really?
Reflect the emotional state, you say? By what means do they achieve this?
In creation, there exists an energy wholly apart from ether, one driven by emotions. In like manner to how we manipulate ether, this flower is subject to the influence of said energy. While it has no will of its own, it is sensitive to the prevailing emotion in the vicinity, and reacts by altering its color and vibrancy.
Akasha? It is one of the unseen energies defined by Harnish alchemical theory. Though a gross oversimplification, some describe it as an essence influenced by feeling.
Akasha flowers. I wonder if they can tell us more about it. Have you heard the term Akasha?
Akasha. Though I'm not familiar with the term, your description suggests it is the self-same energy. Dynamis, we call it.
Dynamis.
And those entities like the Elpis flower that have the ability to interact with this energy, converting emotions into tangible phenomena, are Entelekis.
Entelekis. We call them limit breaks where I come
That's
from.
me! That's me! An Enteleki!
That you are, my dear. And no ordinary one at that, but the first possessed of free will.
An empath, basically.
Wait. A form of energy other than ether? Dynamis? I've never heard of such a thing.
Hardly surprising. Dynamis cannot be seen, much less felt. and though its existence has long been theorized, we had no proof until the flower's serendipitous creation.
Huh.
What's more, Dynamis is far weaker than Ether. Under normal circumstances, its effects are drowned out by the latter. On account of which, beings comprised of and reliant upon the Ether, like you and I, are unable to make practical use of Dynamis.
But what if you had a limit break gauge?
'Tis a truly esoteric thing, known to but a select few scholars.
Intriguing. Then, given the limitations you described, why create Meteon?
Our star, Aetheris, is especially rich in ether, so much so that its name is derived from it.
Huh. Makes sense.
However, when we consider all energy in existence here and in the vast space beyond, Dynamis may account for as much as 68.3%.
That's a lot.
The more abundant form by far. Were we able to control it, we could open the door to limitless possibilities. 'Tis not unlike a gently flowing stream, unable to break through the dam of ether barring its path. But if we could imbue the stream with the vigor of a raging river...
What if this is what caused the final days?
Not that I have such grand ambitions. Nay. I merely wish to create a being that could traverse the great expanse. The relative scarcity of ether beyond the bounds of this star was a concern. And so, I looked to another source of energy by necessity.
That being Dynamis. No wonder her ether is so thin.
Huh.
Precisely.
She's being maintained by Dynamis then?
Yours is thin too. Like an Endwalker. Like me. So, are we the same? Endwalkers.
So I couldn't be one. If I'm thin, it's because I'm accepting. Well, I have been known to transcend my limits with nothing but determination.
That sounds more akin to the desperate flailings of a wild beast when facing imminent death.
Hey man, those wild flailings took you out.
A deficit of ether alone does not an Endwalker make. It would, however, make it easier for you to interact with Dynamis. And limited though its influence may be, this quality could prove the difference between victory and defeat. You do well not to underestimate it.
At least they acknowledge the limit breakness. Oh no, he's gonna sneeze.
Oh dear. I'd forgotten about the poor fellow. You must excuse me a moment while I go and verify a few more things.
Huh. Should we get a new flower for back home? Never before have I heard of Dynamis or Endwalkers. I can only assume Lelpa's flower was submitted to the Bureau before I joined. The greatest contribution. Emet appears deep in thought. Not that I am anyone else, not that I or anyone else would be able to make use of it, or even if we knew. But it irks me to discover that there is an entirely different form of energy, and no one told me. This personal grievance aside, Jeremy's knowledge is undeniably impressive. Given that there are none among the 14 who specialize in Celestial, he would be a welcome addition. Assuming he can be persuaded to join, that is. I still can't understand his hesitation. What do you specialize in? Here, I wanted to say Hades.
Oh, you wish to know why Emmett Silk was chosen for the convocation? I should be glad to share the tale. It began when... Not another word. Lest you've forgotten, to learn about Hermes, not me. My misspent youth is not your concern. It is my concern! What now? I want to learn about the convocation. If you would accompany us, I suppose you should know at least that much. The Convocation of 14 is the governing body that determines myriad policies. Our goal is to ensure that all is right in creation, that our star may know a brighter future. As the name suggests, the council is comprised of 14 offices, each of which is held by an individual chosen for their surpassing ability. Depending on the office, one is required to either be an authority in a certain field or possess skills that would facilitate performance of their stipulated duties. The former category includes Metron, specialist in aquatic life, Logriff, specialist in terrestrial life and husbandry, Hamarut, specialist in fungal and plant life, Emerolus, specialist in medicine and healing, and La Habrea, specialist in creation magics, who has brought forth phantom beings of the highest complexity. As for the latter category, there is Ultima, advocate of the arts, Igiorum, a champion of enlightenment and rhetoric, Pashtorat, preserver of discipline and order, Emet-Selk, keeper of the ethereal realm or underworld in the vernacular, Fandaniel, pursuer of the extant phenomena, and Azem, traveler of the world and counselor to the people. What? Should I be revealing such details to you? Don't be silly. Even children know this much, and you would be well to remember it all. Sure. I'll tell you the tale when we're away from sensitivity. Yes, please, Hythlodaeus, my good friend. My apologies for the wait. I have inspected the Amphilos to my satisfaction. All is well with the creature, and I dare say it won't be long ere it is released into the world. Another creation, however, reportedly isn't faring so well. The Chardibus. This is what we shall tend to next. If you've followed me, friends, we shall return to the main island and head north. Alright. Whew. Dun-dun-dun. Dun-dun-dun-dun. I'm just worried that we're going to be doing a dungeon here, and that something horrible is going to happen to cause us needing to do a dungeon. Like we're going to witness the final days begin. Oh, it's these. I have one of these. Hey, hey. Kissy kissy face between our two Chartibus. They're happy to see each other. Give your grandmother a kiss and a hug. Well, forgive me. I thought another member of the convocation had come. This is turning out to be an eventful day. Why is this one blue and shiny? There's a slight difference in the etheric balance between these Chartibus. By this, I must assume that they aren't the original creations, but their offspring. A serpentine bird or a winged snake? Good question. I couldn't tell you. Is it sick because it's blue? I sense stand with a problem with one of the Chartibus. That is right. As you know, the Chartibus is based on a sea creature. Owing to adjustments to enhance its affinity to wind, it is capable of flight. The specimen created from the concept could all fly without issues, but the problem arose in subsequent generations. This third generation was born with an etheric balance leaning strongly towards water, an aquatic origin reasserting itself, it would seem. The result being its affinity to wind is diminished, and it cannot fly. No matter what we try, we cannot get it to rise even the slightest bit. Oh. For such change to manifest in so few generations, I fear they are too unstable, flawed. With your permission, I will revert the creatures and recommend the Bureau of that the concept be revised.
With its etheric balance leaning towards water, the Chartreuse would indeed struggle to manipulate wind. It is too early to conclude that it cannot fly. Having failed at first, it may simply have developed a fear. I shall transform and fly with it, helping it manipulate the winds until it finds its wings. What? You need to go to such lengths? You can transform? I didn't know you could do that. You don't know? But of course not. Transformation is an art one manipulates a vast quantity of ether to construct another body around oneself. In practice, this allows one to assume any conceivable form and thereby transcend the limits of one's flesh. Yet convenient though it may be, transforming in the presence of others is considered vainglorious in the extreme, and as uncouth and unseemly as running around ropeless. Shameful. Am I to understand you make a habit of this? Nothing of the sort. It's just that when transformed, I can wield the wind and fly. It may seem excessive, but what is our shame next to the lives of these creatures? They deserve a chance, and we owe it to them to do it within all our power. Be that as it may. Yes, I believe I have a solution. Emitsuck, may I trouble you to move that Chartreuse away from his fellows, somewhere out of sight? Wow. Meanwhile, I'd like the rest of you to help me prepare here. What mischief are you scheming now? No mischief, I assure you. I would but spare you the need to report your colleagues that Hermes committed an indiscretion. So have a little faith and run along. Ah. I trust you don't mind. Interesting. Emitsuck is outside. Good, let's speak of the plan. It's a stroke of genius, really. We have Emitsuck train the Chartibus. What? Aside from being able to fly untransformed, he can readily see ether currents. And with his adept spellcrafts, he can also employ suitable wind magics to guide the creatures along. While he is indeed capable of as you all you described, it is not his duty. I am loath to trouble him with it. Don't be. As I mentioned, it would be able to. It would also be for its own sake, his own sake. With that settled, let's begin at once. Echo, I want you to go to Emitsuck. Tell him that you have a favor to ask of him. He will be disinclined to cooperate at first, but you mustn't be discouraged. With our friend, the trick is to be unflaggingly persistent. Off you go now, and good luck. I have a favor to ask. Oh boy. Time to go and see the mass quantity of people hanging out saying I have a favor to ask. Whew. Emma, you sure did go far. Is this because you know how to fly? Occupate. Let's go. Oh, you don't, no, you don't. I'm not lifting a finger. What? Ugh, I don't know what Hythlodaeus is up to, but I will not be made to know. I refuse. As less is to be believed, relentless insistence may serve to wear down the ever-wary Emitsuck. Please, Emitsuck. Please, Emit. Silk. Please. Oh,
No, no, no. You are not foisting this nonsense on me.
I think we are.
I'm given to understand you have the power to help the Charybdis, and should be quite willing to do so. And so I appeal to your better nature, most benevolent Emitsuck. Please teach her to fly.
or else Hermes will transform. Right now.
Right now.
Now, there's no need to go quite that far. Altruism is its own reward, as I'm sure he would agree.
Oh, would he now? And who contrived to put me in this position, pray tell?
He's got that old point. Same
Nothing so
mannerisms.
dubious. I merely suggested a possible course of action.
Please, Emmett Sulk. Please.
No. Such a softie. I love it.
I did not come all this way to play nursemaid to your creations. I'd thank you to remember this favor and let it be the last.
Yay! Bully him with kindness. Oh, he's got the Shadowbringer's mount. Is that his?
I will aid it once it has taken to the air. It falls to you to shepherd it skyward.
Well, let's relax and enjoy the spectacle, shall we?
Let's. Let's indeed.
You were wondering why Emmett Selk joined the convocation.
Yeah.
Truth be told, he wasn't the first choice for the office. I was, on the strength of my ability to see ether.
Really?
But I declined the offer. For though my vision is exceptional, I am pedestrian in all other aspects. Worse even.
Hey man.
Quite abysmal when it comes to manipulating ether, for example. Couldn't transform even if I had a mind to do so.
Really?
What good is the ability to perceive a problem if one cannot act to address it?
You could have been Emmett Selk for
Emmett
us then.
Selk has no such shortcomings. He excels in vision and manipulation both, the latter to an extraordinary degree. If there is a mage more powerful, I do not know of them. Thus did I recommend him for the office in my stead. And I wasn't the only one. Far from it. Countless others vouched for his skill and character. People the world over, to whom he had previously lent a helping hand. Oh, how surprised he was. Claimed he hadn't done anything remarkable for anyone.
That sounds like him.
Modest to a fault. He deserved every bit of acclaim he received. Yet he may well have gone unappreciated were it not for a mutual friend.
As
A singular soul who can't help but involve herself in the business of others. Where she walks, excitement is certain to follow. Her antics irritate Emmett Selk to no end. But much of his grumbling stems from genuine concern.
you know we're friends.
When our friend calls, he never fails to answer and lend his talents.
Just like in the Warrior of Light fight.
And in the course of doing so, he himself came to be recognized and respected by those around him. They are truly remarkable individuals, and I'm proud to call them friends. To help them realize their dreams. This will be my greatest contribution to our world. And when they have fulfilled their respective purposes, so too shall I have fulfilled mine, and together we may return to the star.
This'll dance.
Look at me, spilling my innermost secrets. I can't seem to help it with you.
I'm sad that your soul is...
I can only assume it is due to the color of your soul. I just don't understand how you can be so alike and yet so different.
Well done, my pet. Well done!
Woo! Attaboy, my water snake bird.
Ah, yes. I dare say the Charybdis will be fine. here on.
Charybdis.
Why don't you go and signal to Emmett Selk? Let him know that his arduous task is at an end.
Look, Echo! Look how well the Charybdis flies! It's flying. It's really flying as if it were born to do so. Thank goodness. Hey, Emmett. Emerging from its reverie, Emmett Selk notices you and begins to descend with the Charybdis. I have no words to express my gratitude. Thanks to you, the Charybdis has learned to fly. And Echo and I could relax and have a pleasant chat. I'm sure you did. The creature needed some small assistance at first, but soon it was flying more or less on its own. I doubt you will need to repeat the process. That was truly impressive. I witnessed it from afar. The Charybdis flies. Indeed, with this, we may have proven that even a creature with skewed etheric balance is capable of flight. Though we helped it to achieve this, the Charybdis is a herd animal. They may well aid their struggling kin in the like fashion, and if and when the need arises. Keeping this in mind, I bid you continue observing them, if that is what you want. But if I may say so, rather than hoping an idealistic possibility comes to pass, would it not be better to have the concept adjusted? That way, we could guarantee that anomalies such as this specimen are never born in the first place. These creatures are already here. We will spare no effort in giving them a chance to survive. As you wish, Chief. As you wish. Come along, then. Hermes? I'm fine. Don't worry. Well, that concludes all of my present tasks. Let's return to Agnosis for now. Alright. Still have a little much to discuss once more. We're closing in on 87. I'm hoping I get there before the dungeon. It would be rather unfortunate if it's like, oh boy, I started to do it, but then I had to stop. All creations are happy. That makes me happy too. Now you've seen what I do. Is it everything you were expecting? I thoroughly enjoyed myself. At the end, most of all. What? Want to apologize for forcing me to help you, do you? Save your breath. You didn't force me.